everybody. Good morning. Trey Griggs here. Hayden Allred. Hayden, what's up, man? How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastic. How are we?
I've been better, but I'm here. The show must go on, as they say. I had a little injury to my lower back this weekend, doing some yard work, building a retaining wall, and so I'm going to be doing a little stretching today to try to work it out, as opposed to getting into a normal workout. But the show goes on, man. So, how was your weekend?
It was great, dude. So
Yeah,
got it real nice. Rearranged Rowan's room and kind of grew it up, if you will.
yeah.
Uh, just because it was complete chaos, no matter how often we cleaned it, because she has so many toys in there. But no, it was great.
Yeah, that's good, man. I remember we still have to clean up kids' rooms around here, so it never doesn't end. In fact, when they get older, they just have more stuff.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. It's exciting. But yeah, my lower back is just absolutely torqued right now. So I'm just not. Oh my gosh, not feeling very good right now. But that's all right. So anyway, so let's chat a little bit about this upcoming Tough Mudder, dude. I'm excited about it. I'm a little nervous now. We're about 3 months away. Two months and like 3 weeks away, but I'm very excited about that. Oh, look how this is as much like a stretch. How bad is that? Oh, it's so bad.
That looks like what I do like normally, so don't feel bad.
Oh, gosh.
You still got me beat.
Let me do some child's pose today, because I'll tell you I was doing this weekend, and this one actually really helped, but it hurt like crazy. Oh my goodness, nuts. Yeah, man, I'm excited about the upcoming Tough Mudder. Hopefully, I get over this back situation. That'll be no problem. But it's going to be fun, man. Have a good time. Oh, oh man.
Running or anything consistently enough to say I've been training for a Tough Mudder, or I'm in shape to run one, because I'm really not. But luckily, I like to back myself into a corner, kind of put the pro and procrastination. So you brought it up 2 months out or whatever the case is.
Yeah,
Now I've got a short-term goal I can kind of start sprinting towards.
that's right. It's coming up. This is going to be our least active show ever, by relative. You know that. Hey, we got Samantha Jones in the house too. Check this out. What's up, Samantha Jones? How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you just fine. We got Freight Sensei in the comments. What's up, buddy?
It looks like you're on vacation time right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she is. Samantha's got some new stuff going on. Samantha, tell us all what's going on. Some new stuff. I'm stretching today because I hurt my lower back. So you guys keep working out. Tell us what's going on.
Okay, well, first of all, I am on vacation, and today's like important lesson. We can call it a Monday lesson. Like, don't stay up playing cornhole till 2 a.m. when you have to get on a 6 a.m. live stream. So don't recommend. But I am between jobs right now. So this is the first time in 4 years that I've quit a job, and so I have 3 weeks off until I start my next role. So
Yeah,
excited for this break.
let's call it what it is. You're between.
Congratulations for that.
You had a great opportunity at ArcBest, and now you got a great opportunity coming up that we're excited to watch you bloom, blossom, or whatever word you want to say.
Let's dive into it. What is it? I'm so curious now, because it's all been all mysterious.
I know.
Am I allowed to push on that?
I haven't announced anything, but I don't think it hurts.
Wait, we're announcing right here on Iron Minds?
Yeah. For the 5 people who watch this before I actually post it.
Samantha shaded our show.
I'll have to make my post today now, like right after this. No, I'm just kidding. I will be joining Rocket Shipping, and I'll be the vice president of revenue there.
That's big
time.
Over
with Gabe?
Huh?
Over with Gabe?
Yes. Yep.
My man Gabe. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Dude. Congratulations. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's a great opportunity.
It's going to be very different, obviously, from what I'm used to, just going from such a big corporation to a smaller company. Hi, Taylor. Taylor's
Taylor.
Got that. Yeah. So I'm excited.
That's exciting. Can we take a moment and talk about that blue house behind you? Is that the one you're staying at?
No, it's not. I'm on the porch of the one I'm staying at.
That is so wicked.
But how cute is that house, right? Yeah, I know. I said I need to live by a beach because I could have a pink house and not be like out of place. So
yeah, For sure. For real. No, that's awesome. Well, Samantha, that is so exciting. So excited for
Thank you.
you and what's going on with that. That's awesome. And now you will have to make a post because you heard it here first, folks.
That's so funny.
Vice
I
President
know.
No, is that right? Is that the job?
Vice President of Revenue, yes.
Nice. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. So Samantha, I got you here. I want to talk to you about something real quick. So we talked about this a little bit offline, and one of the reasons that you're here today is because we want to take a moment to encourage more ladies to be a part of what we're doing here at Iron Minds on Monday mornings. And you're a catalyst for that. You're the first female on the show, I guess, outside of Taylor. Taylor might be the first, actually. I don't know. I can't remember. It's close between
Taylor.
Yeah,
Taylor for one spot.
So you're the first female outside of the Allred Griggs clan that's on here. And one of the things that you talked about was wanting to get more women involved in what we're doing and all that. So talk a little. I think we're going to do a special show, like maybe in 2 weeks. So just to throw a little more on your plate here as you're starting something new.
Yeah. I got myself into that, and I'm really glad it wasn't today. So in a couple of weeks, I offered to lead like a live workout on this show. So we'll do that. But kind of just a little preview for that. I'm thinking probably body weight, more cardio HIIT style workouts so that people can join if they don't have any equipment. Probably like you can use 5-10 pound dumbbells too to enhance it if you have them, but I don't want to go too heavy, so that if people don't have equipment, that it's okay. So
we may have to make this a regular occurrence on the show. Getting leading the HIIT show, HIIT workout every once in a while, which would be great. Great Sensei says congrats, and that's right.
Thank you.
Now Scott's got a big presence on Instagram, so this might get out pretty fast, Samantha. You're gonna have to put a post because Scott's all about breaking news and what he's doing there.
I gotta find a place to set this phone, you guys. I'm so unprepared today. It's really bad.
But you know what? As we talked about, the show must go on. Like, I'm injured, you're on vacation, but hey, here we are because we can always work on minds. We always talk about getting our minds right and kind of what that looks like. Tell me, here's what I want to do. We talked about this offline, this new opportunity that you had. Walk everybody through your thought process in something. You went from a great, established brand at ArcBest, which shout out to ArcBest and their swag. They have the best swag in the industry. Great Bond is their close second. They're close second. But you went from that opportunity at ArcBest to kind of taking a risk and kind of betting on yourself a little bit. Now, you didn't start this company. Obviously, it's not an entrepreneur opportunity, but it's definitely a startup opportunity. Talk a little bit about your mindset and making that decision.
Well, I would say as far as my mindset goes, it was a mindset change. Like it was a shift. I made this decision over the course of like probably 2.5 months. So it was just a very like gradual process for me deciding like, is this the right time? Is this the right move? Is this what's best for my family? So definitely took my time to just be sure and be confident. And I'm a woman of faith, so I prayed over it a lot as well, and just wanted to make sure that this was a God-led decision and not just me thinking that this was the next smart thing to do. But yeah, going from a big company to a smaller company, I think no small number of people have done it, and I've learned that, and I talked to a few people who have made a jump, and so I know it's going to be a big change, but I think it will be exciting for a while. I'm kind of I'm looking forward to stepping into a little bit more autonomy with what I'm doing, just going to a smaller company and being able to do that. But yeah, I guess mindset wise, just I went from a place of telling, just no, I'm not interested, no, I'm not interested, no, I'm not interested, to being like, okay, well, maybe I should hear this guy out, and just at least being willing to listen. And I'm telling you, I just think like this move for me was just a kind of a God thing, because every single thing just worked out, like every question or what could you say? It's like I was trying to talk myself out of it consistently. And I'd be like, okay, well, if this, then this. And like, then that thing would keep happening. And I was like, okay, so, we keep going. So, yeah, I feel I came to a place where I was very comfortable with my decision, and I felt confident and at peace with that. And I made that jump. So
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I was impressed about with your process, because you were fortunate, or I was fortunate enough that you let me on the process a little bit. And I'll tell you what I was impressed about was how you reached out for guidance to several people, and you took your time, and you didn't make a quick decision. I mean, you had this great opportunity, but you took your time on that, and I think it speaks volumes to your emotional intelligence. It speaks volumes to just your just kind of where your mind's at, where you're at in your career. And I just say kudos to you on that, because I think so many times you get an opportunity like this, and either you make the mistake of jumping too quick,
yeah,
not getting all the details figured out, or maybe you just talk yourself out of it, like you talked about that you did that, or that you were moving down that path, feeling to do that. But yeah, I think you stayed present in the moment, and I feel like I saw that, and I was so impressed. And so kudos to you on that. I think it says a lot about decision making for people who are thinking about that you don't have to rush a decision, but it's important to go through the process and ask the questions and get things in writing and ask for counsel from other people that are further down the path than you are. And I thought that showed a lot of emotional intelligence on your part.
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I was very, very thankful that, I mean, seriously, it couldn't have been not 6 months before that I started growing a stronger network outside of my company, just with people I admired, people in our industry. And so I was able to lean on that and be like, hey, can I have your advice on anything from the actual job description and the stuff I'm getting in writing to just, hey, can you pray for me? Like, can I ask for that to make sure that I'm making the right decision? So I felt, because I had people to be able to talk to counsel me and to be praying over me, that I felt a lot more confident in the decision too. So it's definitely not something like, I mean, a career change is a big deal. And I think it's, other than raising your child, I feel like it's one of the most important decisions you can make in your life. If, that's how you live, that's how you pay the bills, that's how you take care of the kids. And so it was definitely a very stressful process in the sense that you so badly want to make the right decision. So
yeah, and the truth is, let's just call it for what it is. It might not work out.
yeah.
It might be a disaster, but there's a reason why you're here, and you're going to learn a lot, whether it is amazing success, which it most likely will be, or if it's not a good fit. You'll learn a ton about yourself and about startups, about the process as well. Every situation we're in gives you an opportunity to learn something. And I love the fact that you're throwing yourself into the arena to do that.
Yeah.
I think Hayden has something he wants to say. So patient waiting.
Well, I was just saying, congratulations. That's really cool. And to second, the power of connecting, with intention through LinkedIn, especially in our industry, it seems to be kind of more cohesive, I guess, than other industries. At least that's just my perspective, because it's opened up doors and relationships, friendships with me. But that's awesome. And I was also going to say, Taylor actually got a unique opportunity as well that she starts today.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so she did 10 years in multifamily, not to steal your thunder, babe, but she did 10 years in multifamily property management, did really well. Well, now she's on the chance to go to the commercial side and manage retail and business stuff. So that's going to expand and, complete her full spectrum of property management, which just makes her even, more marketable, more deadly, and probably eventually end up doing something for herself, so.
Yeah, I think I like what you said there, and Trey kind of touched on that too. And that's as long as you're willing to go do something new, if it builds out your skill set and your resume, and it makes you a better professional, then that's also part of making a decision to jump. And I'm not saying that, in my case, I was developed and trained very well where I was at. I had a lot of support where I was at. And I literally can't say enough great things about the company, about ArcBest that I was with. But when you make a decision to leave, you have to evaluate, am I going to have the opportunity to learn something different, to learn more, to learn faster, to develop myself faster? And I think if the answer is, yes, that's a huge part of being able to make a decision, to make a change.
Yeah, and I think that too many people are afraid to make that decision. I've talked to my mom about this actually quite a bit, because she's retired now, and she looks back on her career and she'll tell you I wish I would have taken this opportunity or this chance or put my name in the hat more. She didn't do it. And that's now something she regrets, as, late 70s, early 80s, been retired for a while. She can't get that back. And
Yeah.
I try to tell people all the time, like, rarely in life do you regret the things that you do. It's usually the things that you don't do that you regret.
Right. And
I think it's great that you're throwing yourself in the arena.
there was definitely that fear too, like, that, what do they call it, FOMO, like fear of missing out. And I was like, okay, I turned down this opportunity, and then in 3 years, I'm ready to make a jump. And then what? Like, then do you regret this moment 3 years ago? So I think a little bit of that fear too there helped me take this a little more seriously into consideration.
Yeah. What was it about this opportunity in particular that was attractive to you?
So I think you both know of Gabe, and I actually, when he first reached out to me, I said, like, hey man, I'm not interested in a job, but I like what you're doing on LinkedIn. I like your videos. I think, like, him and I were kind of going down the same path of trying to figure out content creation and just doing more videos and being present on LinkedIn and networking with people. And so I was like, let's just, we should be connected, if nothing else. Like, we should network, or we should know each other. So let's have a call and just talk about what it is we're doing.
Yeah.
So we had a 45-minute phone call while I was traveling. I was like in an airport, and I literally remember at the end of the call, he was like, well, I'm gonna send you over an offer. Like, what's your email? And I was like, I told him, I got off the phone, I said, this guy's actually crazy. Like, I don't even think he interviewed me. Like, I was just talking for 45 minutes. I didn't feel like it was an interview. And I was like, he's actually gonna offer me a job, and he barely knows me.
Well, he knows you. Well, let's talk about that. He knows you because you've been putting yourself out there. Number one.
Yeah.
He did interview because the best interviews that I've had in my life are conversations.
Yeah.
Unforced. He's asking questions. You're telling stories. You're talking about different things. He's learning about you through how you're communicating. He's learning about you through what you're saying. Like, kudos to Gabe. Shout out to that guy.
I like that.
It was great. And I think that I learned something about that, and I'll say that people talk about, the hidden job market all the time, because so many jobs right now that are getting filled never even like make it to a job opening post, because it's through these conversations behind the scenes and through people marketing themselves and people seeking them out for jobs.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's also the power of a personal brand, is like, when you focus on building your personal brand, then let's say you decide it's time for a job change, people are coming to you, right? Instead of you having to go to them. And so it accelerates that process. And so that's something through this that I've learned as well, is like, keep a strong personal brand. And then, I mean, I'll be honest, I told Gabe this, he knows, but I was like, once I had pretty much decided, like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do, I wasn't really interviewing. Like, I hadn't talked with any other companies. And so I was like, then I hit that like moment of panic. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to change jobs with the first thing that, like, I felt like that this is the first thing that crossed my plate, so I'm just going to take it and go. And so I like panicked and took a couple job interviews from, again, companies that had been reaching out to me. And nothing as exciting as what I had the opportunity to do with Gabe at this point. So and I'm glad I did that, actually, because it like gave me the assurance that, like, yeah, this is how it feels when that's the right decision. And this is, how it feels when I know that's not where I'm supposed to go. So, but yeah, just again, through LinkedIn and my brand, I was able to get a few more interviews in.
Yeah. Well, again, I think it speaks to your emotional intelligence to take your time to do those steps that you felt like were going to really help you make a really good decision or feel confident in that. And then the power of a personal brand, or just branding in general. Think about this. You talked about how having a personal brand, people are coming to you. What business doesn't want the same thing? But if you don't focus on your brand, you miss out on these intangibles that don't show up on a P&L, but they're real. Like you said, this is a hidden job market. Like this job never hit job boards because it came to you through the brand. And that is what everybody wants, and that's what every company wants. And it is the power of investing in your brand, even if you're not sure exactly what you're going to get out of it. You're going to get a lot of things because that's the way humans work. The more that they know you and trust you and are familiar with you, the more they want to work with you if they align with that. So
I have a question for you, Trey and Hayden. This will be interesting to get your guys' perspective on this, because I started thinking about this, and let's say like bigger companies, or really any size company, but especially these big companies where there's just naturally a lot of competition. There's probably quite a decent amount of churn because you have so many people. When you're staffing, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 sellers, and you decide as a company, like, we want our people to have confidence and presence in having a personal brand or being in the social selling space, LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok, whatever their thing is. If companies want to get behind that, then those people become marketable. And so then I'm kind of stuck with this, because it's like, okay, the more companies push it, the more heavily their people will be recruited and prospected out, and the harder it becomes to retain those people. So I'm kind of like, I kind of get it. I kind of get why it's hard, because, on the one hand, I'm an optimist who says, well, keep your people happy, and then, just support them, and they're going to be happy and they're going to want to stay. But I mean, I made a change, and it wasn't because I was unhappy. You know what I mean? So it's like,
right.
It kind of makes it hard, because I know that if I'm ever in a position like to be leading salespeople, I won't care. Like, I'm gonna want them full force to be as marketable as they can, because a strong personal brand for them is a good brand for my company. But at the same time, I get the hesitancy, especially by larger corporations, because you don't want to lose your good people, especially your top talent, to that. So that's kind of one that stumps me, because I could see it going either way.
Well, here's what I'd say to that. If you are afraid of losing your people, that is a fear mindset and a fear mentality. And then in that case, what you want to do is your mind goes to like holding and keeping what you have. And that's not a generous mindset. That's not an empathetic mindset. That's not a kindness mindset, right? You have to be, it's like a relationship. You have to be willing to let that person go for the relationship to actually mean something. Right? Because if you're just forcing somebody to stay or keeping them to you, that's not, to me, that's not what I want in life. That's not the values I want to carry in life.
Shows that you don't believe in what you guys are doing. If you have a fear in that, they're going to find something out and leave, the aha moment, if that's what you believe, like as a manager, as a leader, then it's like, you're not even at the right company, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if you have this mindset that you want people to grow, you want them to live their best life, it means that best life might not be with you. It's possible. And that's okay. If you care about people enough, you're okay with that. And if you, like Hayden said, if you believe in what you're doing enough and somebody decides there's a better opportunity somewhere else for them and their family, then you should applaud that, right? Because then other employees are going to see that and they're going to be like, you know what, this person really cares. And that's going to hold people to the opportunity better than fear mongering, better than like trying to, hide them from other people. And like you said, when you have a great personal brand as a salesperson, you carry the company with you everywhere you go. And so the company benefits from that as well. And so you have to go, okay, if I benefit from having Samantha on my team because she's awesome, and then she develops her own personal brand, and I benefit even more from that, and then eventually she leaves, in the end, it's probably all going to be about the same. And how I treat Samantha on the way out the door matters, because other people in my company are going to see that. But like, this is like, nobody is like, here's what I tell people all the time. You are loyal to your family. That's who you're loyal to. Okay.
Yes.
Some people think that loyalty has, like, you got to be loyal to your company as an employer and as an employee. Loyalty is important, but it's not the primary place of loyalty. It's to your family and to your, your journey through life. Yeah. When you die, Samantha, I hate to say it, probably nobody from ArcBest is going to be there. Nobody from ArcBest is going to be there. Right? The parents going to be there, but ArcBest.
I think that was a perfect explanation. I love it. That was it. That was perfect. And I play devil's advocate for myself all the time, where I'm like, anytime I'm like, oh, well, this is the way it is. And then I'm like, okay, but you know what? I could see if people want to look at it this way. So I always do that with myself.
But to me, I think it's all based on fear. And now that you're in a position to lead and you're going to be hiring people, all of these things that you've learned about leadership are now the rubber hits the road. Do you really believe them? Are you really going to treat people so that they can live the best possible life? Or are you going to treat them so that your company benefits the most, right? Because I think those are the two choices you have to make. Am I going to lead in a way that benefits my people? Or am I going to lead in a way that benefits our company? And here's what's funny. If you lead in a way that benefits your people, it will benefit your company.
Yeah, and especially even in the case of like a personal brand, I can think of a couple companies, at least in our industry, who their people have very strong personal brands, and it attracts talent to that company because people see that. So at the same time, like even if they decide to move on, you're attracting in that new talent. And at the end of the day, if what you're doing is bringing in and creating and developing and producing really good talent, and then it does go somewhere else, but you have more people coming in the door that are aggressive and that are going to, again, become great talent. Okay, like worst case scenario, you're producing the talent for the industry and your company is known for that. And you're attracting the people who see that succession of the other people at that company, and they want in on that.
Let me give you an NFL example real quick. All right. So Andy Reid, he's the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Know a little bit about that.
He's known around the league as one of the best coaches in the league. But what you don't necessarily know about him is how many other coaches in the NFL came from him. Doug Peterson, who just got the job at where did he get the job? Oh, at Jacksonville. He won a Super Bowl at Philadelphia. He's an Andy Reid disciple. There are several coaches in the league that are Andy Reid coaches. Now think about this. Andy Reid has lost a lot of coaches to become head coaches. But you don't think that younger talent that are up and coming, they want to work for Andy because they see that if they work for him, they might get a job as a head coach someday. So the fact that he's willing to grow coaches and let them leave, encourage them to go be head coaches, and then backfill them with new people, the people that he backfilled with are even more excited than the original people because they saw what happened. Yeah. Right? They saw that development of talent. And so if you're somebody who is leading people and you're developing talent and you lose them, you're still going to be better off because people are going to want to come and work with you because they know that their life can be better. That's what you want. You don't want people to feel like, well, this is the only thing I can do, and I guess this is all I have, and I'm here. Like that's not exciting. That's not.
And at the end of the day, genuine, authentic leadership and support of your people will never produce bad results. Like at the end of the day, just be supportive of your people and be that authentic leader, and nothing bad is going to come from that. I can't think of anything bad that's going to come from that if you support your people.
You want your people to succeed. Like you have to, you want to be their biggest cheerleader and want them to succeed. And sometimes that means it's not going to be your company. You know? Sometimes it means that there's another opportunity that's better for them, and they need to go take it just like you did. And kudos to ArcBest as well, because I don't know how that all went down, but I would assume, just from what I know from the company, that it wasn't a bad experience. But maybe I'm wrong. But I have a lot of respect for ArcBest.
Yep, great experience. Even in the leaving there, I had great conversations with leadership, and I was very touched. I had people who have mentored me or led me in the past that texted me and reached out and offered support in my next role, and that, to me, speaks volumes of the company and the leadership, right? Like, you're moving on. Yes. Hey, here's my phone number. You have it. Make sure you reach out if you need help in your next career step.
Now, who's out there, looking for an opportunity that hears about that? And ArcBest is one of the 4 options that they had, and now they hear that story, and it's like, yeah, I can go to ArcBest. They're gonna take care of me, right?
And just to that point, in my time on LinkedIn, I have had multiple people say, reach out. I'm looking for a career change. I'm considering ArcBest. Hey, can you tell me about ArcBest? Or, hey, I just graduated college, studied supply chain. I'm trying to figure out what I should do. I represented ArcBest through my personal brand to the extent that I got to refer people to the company. And I know for sure that I was responsible for at least about 4 or 5 sales role applicants, and whether or not they chose to come here or they ended up landing somewhere else, right. or what goes down. I mean, I was still referring somebody as of last week when I quit, and I was like, no, go. It's a great opportunity.
So just think about that. So ArcBest loses Samantha Jones, but how much did they gain because of Samantha Jones? And then, when you treat your people well, as ArcBest treated you, those are the things that happen. And now everybody who reaches out looking, knows your story, knows your ArcBest, and reaches out about ArcBest, you're going to give them a positive review because of how they handled everything. Like, this is how branding works. This is the underground aspect of branding that people need to pay attention to. So it's huge. Hayden, Taylor, what's up? You guys look like you want to say something here as we close out.
Dude, just tuning in. Just
I'm telling you, this is why Samantha's so special. Like, she stops you from everything you're doing just to listen. That's,
I think Taylor outworked us all today. Like, I saw her back there and I was like, wow, like, look at her, because we're just, Trey's been stretching for 30 minutes and I've been doing nothing.
But this has probably been one of the best conversations we've had. Taylor, what do you got to say? And congrats on your job opportunity.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, so it's been interesting. I had a couple other offers, and over the last month, I've just been interviewing nonstop. And then I got this opportunity, and it just completely made sense. And a lot of what you were saying, Samantha, about, taking that leap was a lot of what I've been doing the last few months. I left multifamily, jumped over to sales, tried to do the Hayden thing, didn't work. And
I love that.
I took that leap. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a huge shift for them, though, because the kids are used to me being home, and I'm going to be getting home around 7 now. So they're going to be starving and mad.
I'm seeing macaroni and cheese a lot coming up for
that. That was her saying, Hayden, you have to start cooking dinner. So.
Step in, brother. Well, Taylor, congratulations on your opportunity. Samantha, so excited for you. Thank you for coming on the show and talking about that. And we're going to hype up in 2 weeks from now. We're having a HIT training class, which will be exciting. And enjoy vacation.
Thank you. Yeah. But I go on the beach today.
This has been Iron Minds, episode 19. Every week, get your mind right, get your body right. Have a great week. We'll see you guys on the flip flop. Peace out, everybody.